Hello guys, welcome back. It's Adam the Science Tutor. Today we're going to be talking about the vein system through the abdominal cavity. In a previous video we talked about the artery supply, so they're going to have some common similarities. So if you guys want, screenshot this and then allow yourself the opportunity to write in the answers. But we're going to start off by naming the organs, and then we're going to get going with the veins names. So the organs, and it's definitely not proportional. The liver is humongous. It's going to be all the way across, but for scaling purposes and drawing purposes, we're going to have to scale things down. The liver, fun fact, it's actually 1/40 of our entire body's weight, but that's just a fun fact. But this is the liver, as I said before. Liver, and a good nickname like what we were talking about in the artery system, hepatic. So that's a good keywords to keep together. Below the liver is going to be the gallbladder. Gallbladder, good nickname, cystic. Okay, we're going to go around over here, this big guy right here. We're going to have this over here, there's going to be the esophagus, but under it's going to be the stomach. Good nickname for this is gastric. And when learning these organs, it's very important to probably know these second names also. Right here will be the spleen. Not too different, splenic. So this is going to be the start of the large intestine. And so we're going to have the pyloric end of the stomach, and then we're going to get this area right here, which is going to be called, put a big arrow, duodenum, and duodenal, it's the nickname, duodenal. Alright, cool. The duodenum is going to come in right here. We're going to have the jejunum, the ileum, so the jejunum, the ileum, and this is all part of the I'm sorry, I said large intestine. This is all part of the small intestines. So duodenum, jejunum, ileum. This is connected in here. I'm only separating it out so you can see the veins. Ileum, you're gonna have then the cecum. Cecum, so you have jejunum, ileum, cecum. We're gonna then have the ascending colon. For this is colic, iliac, and jejunal. And then we're going to have this transverse, which you cannot see because I drew the veinage supply through there, but it's going to be kind of more posterior anyway, and it's going to be the transverse colon. And then down here we're going to have now the descending colon. And for all these colons, we're going to use colic. Cool. Then we got our sigmoid. Sigmoid's nickname is cool because it's just sigmoid. And then we're going to have the rectum right here. Rectum's going to go out into the anus, and the rectum's nickname could be kind of rectal. We also have this appendix down here. The appendix nickname is appendage, so appendix. And then we have the pancreas. I'm not going to draw the name in here because there's a little space. I can probably draw here. Pancreas and pancreato. That's the nickname for that. Pancreato. I also drew these guys in here. I drew them dotted because they're going to be posterior. And those are the kidneys. We're going to talk about those after we get through the anterior surface. But kidneys and renal. Alright, cool. So we got through these names. So why are these names important, the nicknames? Well, because they're going to help us name the arteries and the veins. So to start things off, the main main vein you need to know is the inferior vena cava. And as we talked about in other videos, the inferior vena cava is the main drainage for all of our blood in the lower half of our body. So all this blood is going there, and that's going up to the heart. So then we have our left and right. And once again, also just to let you guys know, it's as if you guys are looking at my organ system. So this is going to be our left side. This is going to be our right side. Cool. So we're going to have the left and right hepatic veins. They're more just branches. And the main vein we want to see here, which is this big guy, is called the hepatic. It's going to be called the hepatic portal vein. Hepatic because it's going to the liver, it's from the liver and drains right to the inferior vena cava. So hepatic portal vein. The vein that's coming from the gallbladder is going to be the cystic vein. Cystic because it's from the gallbladder. Cystic is our nickname for the gallbladder. In the stomach, we have a gastric. So, which two would you guys think these would be? Well, we're going to have the left gastric vein and the right gastric vein. We will also have another vein right here. It'd be the esophageal vein, but we won't get into that. Left gastric vein, right gastric vein. And this is a part of the left gastric vein right here. So left gastric vein, and then it gives off a branch for the right gastric vein. So the hepatic portal vein will become this big guy, which will be called the superior mesenteric vein. So this big guy across is going to be the superior mesenteric vein, and that's all along this, all the way up until about here. So that's a superior mesenteric vein. I'm going to outline that one because it's one of our big players. And that, I'm going to put a star. Superior mesenteric vein. So superior mesenteric vein. And then it's going to give off our jejunal and ileal branches. So the jejunal and ileal branches. That'll supply the jejunum and the ileum. So jejunal and ileal branches. It'll also have a common iliac vein, and the common iliac vein will branch off into your external and internal iliac veins, as you see here. So coming around here, we're gonna have the sequel. We're gonna have three kind of veins, or four kind of veins coming off of here, and we're gonna have the iliac. Iliac vein is this going to be this bottom guy. Iliac vein. And then we're going to have the right colic vein. And that's these two guys right here. Because colic, it's going to be the right colic. It's on the right side, so we have the right colic veins. These guys. This big guy across will be called the middle colic vein, and it's coming across and it supplies the transverse colon, which you guys cannot see, but this is all connected. This is all part of the large intestine. So before going to the descending colon, we'll come back up here. So we have our left gastric, right gastric, hepatic portal vein. Off the hepatic portal vein, we'll have one more long vein, and it goes and supplies, and it comes from the spleen. This will be called the splenic vein. So we have the splenic vein that comes all the way across, and it's going to have a couple different branches. So this is the duodenum, and duodenal is our name for it. What would you call this vein right here that's going from our pancreas to the duodenum? There's two of them, so one of them is going to be superior. We're going to have a superior, and we're going to have an inferior. Superior and inferior, and it's going from the pancreas to the duodenum, and superior and inferior pancreatico-duodenal veins. So that's a big chunk, but if you know your nicknames, it makes it a lot easier. So superior and inferior pancreatico, superior and inferior pancreatico-duodenal veins. This vein right here, it's just coming off our splenic vein onto our pancreas. That's just going to be our pancreatic vein. Pancreatic vein. So we just have our pancreatic vein. These guys, it's coming from our duodenal, or not from our duodenal, it's coming from our splenic vein, and it's going to go on the stomach, and above the stomach, which is torn down right now, it's as if I cut it off, you're going to have what's called an omentum. This will be the greater omentum coming over here. So a nickname for the omentum is omental. So this will be called the gastric. This is coming from our left side of the body. So it's going to be our left gastro or gastric omental. No, my bad, sorry. Left gastro-omental vein. Left gastro-omental vein. This one right here will be the right gastro-omental vein because it's getting blood from the omentum and it's on the stomach as well. So the right and left gastro-omental veins. Go over here. On this side, we're going to have the splenic vein. And then we're actually going to have one more vein up here, and that's going to be the short gastric vein. And that's also going to supply gastric stomach. So now let's head down. So that was our superior mesenteric vein. Superior mesenteric vein has a lot of the branches, and it's all going back up toward towards the hepatic portal vein. So what is this vein down here? It's going to be the inferior mesenteric vein. So we have right here, I'm going to put another star somewhere, have room. We're going to have the inferior mesenteric vein. Inferior mesenteric vein. And the inferior mesenteric vein is going to have a couple different branches. So let's start over here. Well, we have the right colic vein. We have the ileocolic vein. Ileocolic vein. So we have the right colic vein, the ileocolic vein, right colic vein. We have our jejunal and iliac branches. We have our appendage vein. So the descending colon, which colic vein are we missing? The left colic vein. So that's this guy right here. These two guys will be the left colic veins. Left colic vein. So there's a median colic vein. This will be the left colic vein. And then right here, I said the sigmoid does not have a nickname. So these are the sigmoid veins. Sigmoid veins. Sigmoid veins are going to supply the descending colon as well as the left colic veins. Then coming down, straight down into our rectum, will be our superior rectal veins. So right here, we get superior rectal veins. Superior rectal veins, and they're going to come and bring up the deoxygenated blood from the rectum. Cool, so now we're going to just briefly talk about the kidneys. So the kidneys sit behind, they're more posterior than the other organs we've been talking about. The kidneys are both very interesting. So you're going to have the renal artery, renal veins, and renal nerve is going to supply the kidneys. So this is going to be our left renal vein. So it's our left renal vein. This will be the right venal vein, of course. And the thing that's interesting about these is that we're going to have also these green veins, and they are going to be the left and right gonadal veins. Left and right gonadal veins. So our left gonadal vein will come all the way up and it'll connect to the left renal vein. Our right gonadal vein will come all the way up and connect right into our hepatic portal vein. So it's a keen difference. but it's a slight difference, but it's a very important difference. So I know it looks scratchy, looks crazy like this, but you guys should have the blank picture of the drawing, and you should be able to try to draw it out on your own. Fill in all the gaps. I would start by labeling all the organs and getting their nicknames down. Once you get the nicknames down, then you can name away. So we have our main outage is our hepatic portal vein. Hepatic portal vein has the cystic vein. It has our left gastric vein, which splits off to our right gastric vein. And then it has our long vein right here, which is our splenic vein. Splenic vein also shoots off branches for the pancreatic vein, the superior and inferior pancreatico-duodenal veins. It'll also have our left gastromental vein, our right gastromental vein, and our inferior mesenteric vein. It'll also have if you continue the hepatic portal vein down, it'll be turned into the superior mesenteric vein. I'm sorry for the earlier mistake, but it'd be turned into the ileocholic vein and have branches for the right cholic vein. You travel up the ascending colon and through the transverse colon, which is not drawn out. You'll have the middle cholic vein. Middle cholic vein will come around, and you have the left cholic vein, sigmoid veins, and then the renal superior rectal veins. Cool. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thanks.